Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Papi Britt. Welcome to Platicando con Papi. If it's your first time here, then welcome. And if you've been here before, then welcome back. Thank you so much for making time and space for me. Happy New Year. I know I'm a little late, but I want to, like I said, get back to the podcast. And so here we are. I made it a point to make sure I record a podcast today because last week I went to a Pilates class on Friday, and it was my first time going to that instructor. I just started going to that studio, and mind you, like, I haven't lived in this town for like 10 years, okay? So it was someone I completely didn't know, but I took the class and the instructor like kept looking at me, and I was like in the back corner, like just doing my own thing. So I was like, why like, am I tripping, or is she actually like looking at me? And after the class, I stayed to like help her clean up and stuff. And I don't know where she's like, do you have a podcast? And I was like, yeah, kind of. Like, I stopped doing it, but like, yeah, I do. And she was like, what do you mean? Like, you stopped doing it? I was like, yeah. She was like, well, I've like listened to it before and like I really enjoyed it. Like, you should get back to doing it. And at the beginning of that class, she had basically told us to like set an intention for the weekend or for the week ahead. And my intention in my head had been to finally get back to the podcast. So I just felt like that was a sign. And then also while I was in Puerto Rico, I got a few signs also to get back to it. So here we are. So my goal is to post every week. And I know I say this every single time, but this time I'm for real. I'm partaking in a 75 hard-ish. I have my own rules for myself, but yeah, I've really been just trying to get my life together and like have a routine. So hopefully that helps in me being able to be more consistent with the podcast as well. That's the goal. So hold me to it. One podcast a week, okay? Figured we would start this year by kind of reflecting on last year and what I am leaving behind and what I'm bringing into 2026, and also all of the lessons that I learned in 2025. It sounds like 2025 was a pretty hard year for a lot of folks, which for me, honestly, it was kind of like a little bit of a roller coaster. I did, have some lessons I had to learn, but 2024 really beat my ass, like really, really bad. So I literally set an intention for 2025 that 2024 could not happen again, okay? So I started going to church because I was like, I have nothing else to do, and also like I'm already like on my knees fucking down bad, so might as well pray. So I did it, kind of silly getting back into church because why not? And it actually stuck with me, which I think has been really helpful in me growing and learning as a person. And it has brought a lot of peace to my life. I think everything basically that took place in 2024, even though it fucking sucked and beat my ass and I had the worst time ever, I think it was all needed, and it broke down a lot of things that it needed to, and literally put me in a whole different situation. And yeah, I think 2024 broke everything down, and so 2025 was really just me building myself up and really figuring out what it was that I wanted for myself and what I wanted to do moving forward. I just turned 28, so like, as my little brother says, I am officially unk. Like, ya soy señora. Like, I really do want to figure out what it is that I want for myself, and I really came to the realization that I just want to be at peace, and I just want to be happy, healthy, love, and be loved. I feel like I'm at a place where I have reached that state of just feeling so at peace and happy, and I'm no longer in survival mode. Like, I'm finally being able to like build myself up rather than just trying to keep myself afloat. So I think it all has to do with how intentional I was about 2025 and the fact that I really took the time to isolate myself, to focus on myself, to get right with God, and just to reflect on what was working, what wasn't. And yeah, really made me get back to myself and really find myself again, and who it is that I am as a person rather than what the world has told me I am. So yeah, I wanted to share some of my lessons with you all that I learned in 2025. I feel like I'm at a place where I really just want to learn lessons the easy way and not have to learn the same lesson 20,000 times. So yeah, I'm going to share what 2025 taught me, beginning with number 1, which is to put yourself first. And I'm a person that I'm a people pleaser, okay? I always put other people before me. I'm an immigrant. I am an oldest daughter. So yeah, my whole life has revolved around keeping other people happy and doing what I need to do in order to please other people, okay? And funny enough, I actually heard my dad telling my little sister like that she needed to put herself first and that she was the most important person in her life. And like hearing him tell her that like really resonated with me. I realized that everyone else is going to put themselves first as well, so I might as well do the same. And anyone that has a problem with that was probably not meant to be in my life anyway. The only person that is going to get me through this life is me, so I need to put myself first. And I'm grateful that I heard my dad say that, because for such a long time he made me feel like I was too selfish. So I'm grateful that now he's seeing that me being selfish was for a reason and sees value in like putting yourself first. And I'm grateful that he's instilling that in my little sister, because I hope she does. I hope she puts herself first and doesn't have to shrink herself or compromise who she is like I did in the past. Number 2, no is a complete sentence. I tend to over explain myself a lot of times because again, people pleaser. I just want to be right with people. And I've realized that a lot of people really just don't deserve an explanation. And if I feel like something isn't for me, then I can say no and walk away, and that's okay. Like, I am not a bad person for saying no. And going back to number 1, like putting myself first. Number 3, the only people bothered by your boundaries will be the people that do not need to be in your life. That goes back to the same thing with like you saying no. And yeah, anyone that is bothered by the boundaries that you set is probably not someone that needs to be in your life anyway. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. 4, I owe nobody an explanation or access to me. I think these all just kind of tie in together. But yeah, it goes back to the boundaries thing where I don't have to give my energy to everyone. Not everyone deserves access to me. And I used to feel really bad about, not responding to certain people or distancing myself from certain people or whatever else. And yeah, I've realized that no one is entitled to my time, energy, space, any of that, just as much as I'm not entitled to anyone else's. So like, if someone wants to set that boundary with me, that's cool too. Yeah, also like not owing anyone an explanation. I think especially on the internet, I was going down a rabbit hole where I thought it was defending myself, but it was actually just me trying to over explain myself to fucking trolls and idiots on the internet. So yeah, I'm at a point where I genuinely don't feel like I owe anyone an explanation. The only person I owe an explanation to is God, maybe my parents. Apart from that, yeah, I'm good. So you will not be hearing from me anymore via internet. Number 5, there's a lesson in everything, and it's all about perspective. 2024, like I said, beat my ass real fucking nice. And so I really took 2025 to reflect on 2024 and figure out what it is that went wrong, why it went wrong, and what it was trying to teach me. And I'm grateful that I did that because it really shifted my perspective and allowed me to make peace with everything that's happened. But yeah, it's just all about perspective, and I firmly believe that the best way to get through something difficult is to really look within and figure out what that lesson is and what life is trying to teach you, and just move forward with it and thank God that it happened, because it's probably a lesson that you needed to learn. So, number 6, wealth can also look like peace of mind, family, a regular life. I feel like for a while, especially when I was in Denver, I was around people that had a lot of money or flex like they did. I don't remember. Being around those people made me realize that a lot of those people were fighting demons. A lot of those people were lying to themselves in situations where they weren't happy. They didn't have peace of mind, where they had a guilty conscience. I've realized that, you know what? I'd rather live a calm, peaceful, quiet, like regular life than have all this money, be around all these people, whatever the fuck else, and go home and still feel empty and alone. Number 7, it's more important what your life feels like than what it looks like. I think that goes back to the same to number 6, and just realizing that I am at a place where I don't feel like I need to prove anything to anyone, and I really just care more about how I feel. And if certain things are not making me feel good, then I just remove them from my life. I'm just at a point where I'd rather just feel good within myself, and I feel like that also reflects on the outer side as well. I've had so many people tell me that I look healthier, that I seem happier, all of that, and it's really because I took time to focus on being right with myself and making sure that I felt good rather than trying to look good for other people. 8, trust your gut. If it's telling you something is off, it's because it is. I have realized and finally accepted that I am a very intuitive person. I feel energy very heavily, and every single time that I have looked past a red flag or given a certain person a chance or allowed them into my life, even though I felt a little iffy about it, just because I like to give people the benefit of the doubt and do it a little too much sometimes, it taught me exactly why I shouldn't have. And so now if something is off, it's out of my life. I don't care what it is. If it feels off, if it feels like it's something I shouldn't be doing or someone I shouldn't be doing, just kidding. But if I feel like it's someone I shouldn't be allowing into my life, I'm cutting them off. Number 9, it's okay to forgive people and not let them back into your life. When I forgive someone, it's like, yeah, I forgive you, but our relationship is never going to be the same, and you're never going to have that kind of access to me anymore. So yeah, I've trying to work on the not letting them back into your life, because yeah, I'm just not the kind of person to ever, like, if someone needs me, I'm going to be there. But yeah, I'll get back to y'all on that. 10, sometimes something doesn't work out because God is planning on giving you something bigger. I think this is just in regards to everything that hasn't worked out in my life. God has always shown me exactly why it didn't work out. I think the biggest example of this last year was when I finally got a big girl job, and it was in immigration, and I was so excited. And then like a couple days before I was supposed to start, Trump defunded it. And so I was literally fucking heartbroken. Okay, I was depressed. I was already depressed just from the remains of 2024, but yeah, that really knocked me on my ass, because I was like, finally, like, you know, I'm happy, I'm gonna be doing what I love, blah blah blah. And then I got knocked on my ass. But yeah, I ended up, you know, hanging in there, and ended up getting like the job where I'm happiest at, and like my ideal job, and I'm so happy where I'm at. And God showed me exactly why the other job didn't work out, because this job aligns with every aspect of who I am, and I thank God every day for it. So yeah, I did cry about it though, a lot. 11, being a good person will always be recognized, reciprocated, or appreciated, but it will give you peace of mind, and that's priceless. Look at that. But yeah, I got clowned a lot, especially when I made that motherfucking episode about how I got my little DR boo that I was talking to a birthday gift, even though he could not give two shits about me. And I was getting clowned on for that. But one thing for me is, like, I will never regret the love that I give to other people, because I know that it is always returned to me tenfold. And even if it's not, I know at least on my part, I did things right. I had a pure heart. I did things with good intentions. And, you know, you can't take that away from me. Like, I at least can sleep at night knowing that I didn't intentionally hurt anyone, and that I put my best foot forward and did my best. And that's all I could fucking do. I heavily believe in karma, and what goes around comes around. 12, focus on who shows up, not who doesn't. This is something that a friend told me in 2024 when I was going through it, when I was still on the podcast and was getting a lot of fucking hate and all of that stuff. And I was just kind of rambling about it. And then she kind of stopped me and was like, you need to stop focusing on, like, the people that aren't showing up and focus on the people that do. And that really, like, stopped me in my tracks, and it made me realize that in a lot of ways I wasn't showing up for people the way that I should have, and wasn't appreciating the people that were showing up for me. So yeah, it really has made me realize that it's more important who's in my corner. And I'm so grateful, like, as I have my family and I have a lot of people that love me, and that's what matters. And I shouldn't be focused on anything else, and just appreciate the love that I do have and the love that I do receive, because it's more than enough. And so, yeah, even if you guys right here, right now, have ever shown me love, I do appreciate you. And if you've made it this far into this video also, like, I really do appreciate you. It made me realize the ways that I also just have been taking people for granted, and haven't always been appreciative of the people that do show up for me every single day, day in and day out. I've been trying to do my best to show up for the people that show up for me, and be there if I can be there, and appreciate and show gratitude and express that gratitude to the people that do show up. 13, some people are only meant to be in your life for a season, and that's okay. I will always have love for those people, and I'm grateful for the role that they played in my life, and the good memories that they have left in my heart, and all the good things, and even the bad things, and just all of the lessons that our friendship or relationship taught us. But yeah, it's made me realize that not everyone is meant to be in every season of your life, and that's completely okay. Like, it's no bad blood. But yeah, sometimes you end up growing or shifting in a different direction, and just things don't end up working out, and that's completely okay. The best thing to do is just to walk away with the good things and figure out what it was meant to teach you and grow from it. 14 ties in with literally everything else, but just to be grateful for what I have right now. I am the type of person, I'm a Capricorn, okay? I am the type of person that is always trying to see what's next, what I can do, how I can grow, whatever else. And yeah, I think being with my family has allowed me to slow down and really be grateful for what I have. Now living with my parents makes me realize, oh my God, I'm gonna start crying, that they are getting older. My grandma's getting older. Just really made me realize that I have a lot to be grateful for right now. And so I've been trying to be more present and just really soak in the moments that I have with my nephews, with my brothers, with my parents, with my loved ones, because, it's not guaranteed forever. And yeah, what I have right now is more than enough, and I'm very grateful. Number 15, if it's not an absolute yes, then it's a no. This goes back to trusting my gut and my intuition, and just again, not having to learn a lesson a million times and not continuously looking past red flags. So especially now when it comes to dating, I know what I want, and if it's not exactly what I want, then it's a no. Like if it doesn't feel like that's the person for me, then it's a no. If I'm making excuses, exceptions, or just looking at their potential rather than who they are as is, then yeah, it's a no. And I've learned to set those boundaries and cut people and things off as soon as it feels like a no, or as soon as it feels a little off. That also goes with number 16, is also just to learn lessons the first time, and to also know when a lesson needs to be learned and finished and done with. I got tested recently over something that I needed to put in the past, and yeah, it came back, popped back up. And yeah, I decided that it was time to just, close that door, learn that lesson, and keep it pushing. Quicker I'm able to learn those lessons and move forward, the quicker I'm able to align with what's meant for me. 17, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. People will show you exactly who they are. You just have to pay attention, and people will test to see how much they can get away with. And so yeah, as soon as something feels off, believe them. If they say something even jokingly, it's probably not a joke and they probably mean it. So yeah. 18, don't take advice or criticism from people whose place you wouldn't want to be in. A lot of people try to tell me what to do in respect to everything in my life. Even with this podcast, I feel like a lot of people try to give me unsolicited advice or whatever else, and I really just need people to know, especially when it comes to my podcast, I don't need outside suggestions, opinions, unless like it's coming from a good place. But like if you are a man and just want to tell me what to do, or how I should run it, or if you're just a random person that wants to be on it just to yap for no fucking reason and has never even supported me in any way, shape, or form, then yeah, probably not someone I'm going to listen to. That also goes for the criticism part, because people like to talk, but it's made me realize that a lot of those people are people that I would not trade places with. So I have learned to take things with a grain of salt and to only really focus on advice from those that I admire, that I look up to, and people that I want to be like. 19, the hands that help are holier than the lips that pray. Also goes back to the criticism thing, or just even back to me getting back into religion and the church and everything else. I don't want to be one of those people that just preaches the Bible and talks about Jesus and whatever else, like a lot of people do, but do nothing but spew hate, criticize other people, put them down, don't help people in any way, shape, or form, whatever else. I want what I do and who I am to speak for me, rather than me just pretend to be holier than thou, because I know I'm not. And 20, God is always with me. I don't want to be those overly religious people that are like pushing religion down your neck, because that's not what it is. But I really do feel like this last year, God has shown me like the ways that he shows up for me in every single aspect of my life, every single day, and everything good that's in my life. So yeah, I can't go without noticing and appreciating that as well. Something that I'm going to definitely take moving forward. I think I was very separated from my religious faith. I'm very spiritual, but when it comes to my religious faith, I was very separated. So I'm grateful that I have this to guide me moving forward, and know that God is in everything and that he is always constantly there for me in every single way, in every single angel number that I see, every sign that I get, every person that I meet that tells me exactly what I want to hear. He's literally in everything, and I couldn't be more grateful. But yeah, those are my lessons from 2025. I'm sure there's more, but I think these are the main ones. They all kind of just tie in with each other. But like I said, I was just really trying to be very intentional in 2025, and I really think it set the tone for 2026. I've heard a lot of people say that 2025 was a really hard year for them, and 2025 was the year of the snake. So it was a lot of unshedding, a lot of letting go, a lot of showing the snakes in the grass, all of that. So all of that snake energy is slowly being removed, and the year of the horse is about to start. All of that energy is starting to shed away. We're almost done with the snake year, and we are moving into the horse year. So things are going to start moving forward and, be more fast paced, and there's going to be more momentum forward. But I did read basically that, like, if you don't let go of what you need to in 2025 or this last year, you're going to be trampled by that horse energy. So yeah, just really reflect on what it is that 2025 was trying to teach you so that you don't repeat it in 2026. I hope that 2026 is good to you and is the year that you need, and that you receive everything that you desire or that you deserve. So yeah, I will see you guys next week. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, show some love, and also take care of yourselves. The energy is really heavy. There's a lot going on right now, and I do want to take some time in one of these next videos to talk about everything that's going on, especially with the immigration raids, because honestly, one of the reasons that it's been hard for me to get back to the podcast is because it's hard for me to focus on much else other than what is going on politically. So a lot of my energy has been spent there, and it feels very weird to just sit here and yap about random things. But this is like an outlet for me, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel lighter. It makes me feel in community with people, which is super needed right now. And so I think this is necessary and needed, and a good mental break for me as well. And so I hope it's something positive for you all as well, and I'm excited to be back. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next podcast.